Like I told you 15 years ago, the next level is coming. We'll be right back.
Nobody leave. Except you. You could go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to What the Flick. The Entourage movie opened this week, and we're living the dream. Ben Mankiewicz, Matt Atchity, Christy Lemire, Alonzo Duralde. What is this thing?
Hold on, before you start, I would just like to say that I'm honored that you guys are my entourage, and I'm glad you're here. I feel more supported.
Are you Vincent Chase? Is that who you are?
Oh, I think it's obvious. No?
Right.
Yeah. Go get your shine box.
So the Entourage movie. So it's been 4 years since Entourage went off the air, and Vinny, E, Turtle, and Johnny Drama are still the same vapid, douchey assholes they always were.
What?
They have learned nothing. They have not changed in the slightest bit. They are probably more obnoxious than they ever were. Now Ari, Vinny's agent Ari, is now a studio head, agreed to let him direct this $100 million summer blockbuster about some DJ who's also like a futuristic, I don't know, crime fighter. It's horrible. Whatever it is, it's terrible. As is the movie itself that surrounds the movie within a movie. Take a look.
Vinny Chase.
Ari Gold.
I hear you got something for me. My first movie is studio head, and boom, I want you to star in it.
Whatever I do next, I also want to direct. Ari.
Does he even know how to direct?
Ari?
Holy, what? Ronda Rousey, the fighter. I love her. We know each other. You remember me?
Didn't she used to be really fat?
If this movie tanks, Vince will not come back from this. Neither will I, and neither will you.
This could get ugly.
Trust me, it's all good.
Oh my God.
Doctor says she's gonna pop any second. What's wrong?
We got a sex tape.
Oh, God.
I'm getting married!
Oh, God.
We need more money. Bye.
Oh, God.
Open the door.
Yo, Vinny. What's the matter? Your girlfriend lock you out of there anymore?
No, my co-financier.
You serious? My boys will break that door right now. I got the hamster here. He's crazy.
I'm crazy.
Not enough boobs. For me, for my liking, personally, I wanted more tits.
I have never watched the show, okay, and so I was sort of stunned that in reading reviews that not only is the movie this bad, but it's exactly like the show in that there's no conflict, there's no drama, except for Johnny Drama, that anything that seems like it might ever get complicated is immediately defeated by like, hey, let's bring out a cameo.
Yeah. Look, it's on the hammer.
The cameos are pointless and not very funny. The movie's not funny at all. And yeah, they're all creeps. Like I actually like the Haley Joel Osment character the best because he's the creepy asshole that we're not supposed to like, as opposed to all the other creepy assholes that we are supposed to love.
They, first of all, one cameo, Kelsey Grammer's cameo was funny. That was funny.
That was good.
That was, okay. I mean,
It was good for a chuckle. It wasn't like, oh my God, Kelsey Grammer.
no, that's right. It was a chuckle. I'm just saying. You said they were not funny. There was one that was a chuckle.
There were a few in there that you're like, what the, like Warren Buffett.
The Army Hammer one was weird.
Right. There were a couple that were in there, like Warren Buffett. That the whole thing is just, hey, that's Warren Buffett. Like there's doesn't really add substance. I don't know what they said.
But they're
right? Mark
all
Cuban
like
was
that.
Yeah,
they're all like
most
Hannah
of
Jessica Alba or whoever it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even totally disagree with either of you, except I liked the show, sort of in spite of itself. It certainly got tiring. I commit to shows. It's very rare that I stop watching a show, even if it stops being good. And I kept watching Entourage. But it is true that those characters never really grew. And they were, you can see, like you and I liked it, right? Like the show.
I liked it.
But don't you see that they're also kind of self-involved assholes? Yeah, right, okay.
But it celebrates them for being self-involved assholes. Go ahead.
There's always a soft spot in my heart for movies about making movies, and even bad ones. I kind of like. Yes, there's great stuff like The Player and Get Shorty and 8.5, but then there's terrible movies like What Just Happened, and that's still kind of enjoyable because they still will skewer Hollywood, and it's still kind of fun. Like, yeah, these
Did
guys
you ever see Burn Hollywood Burn?
Yes. And look, these guys are all assholes. They're all loathsome characters, and I'm sure that if I met any of the, anytime I meet someone like that in real life, it's like, oh, that guy sucks. I want to punch him in the mouth. But I kind of dug this movie. Yes, it feels like 3 episodes of a half-hour sitcom strung together, and there's not much of a character arc. You know, the character arcs that are there are so thin. But I kind of had a good time, and I feel a little guilty about that. But
it's really 5 episodes, you know, because if they're 22 minutes, like it's really it's a lot. It's
HBO show is not 22 minutes with commercial breaks.
No, that's true.
The best thing about this film is that it is shorter than Sex and the City 2.
Yeah, look, it's better than Sex and the City 2. I mean, that's
I'll give you that, but that's a low bar.
I got it.
It's not better than Sex and the City 1.
It's not better than Sex and the City 1. You know, I wrestle with these guys because, like, you know, the one who's supposed to be the good guy, to me, was always kind of the most objectionable, E. Like the guy, you know, drama is kind of, he's so self-involved that, you know, making really great breakfasts doesn't really make up for his self-involvement.
And Turtle, he's almost unrealistic. Like he almost doesn't fit in with.
He doesn't almost right. And Turtle had always some degree of personal warmth that you got the feeling that Turtle would help a non-famous friend move. You know, whereas I get the feeling the other guys wouldn't do anything for somebody, so unless there was something that paid off for them. I was interested and remain interested, and I have yet to Google it, like that this show, as Matt knows, opened with the first credit being Adrian Grenier, because he's Vinny Chase. And all of a sudden, in the movie, it's Kevin Connolly.
I
was wondering about that, too.
And there's no way that they were like, oh, whatever, it's fine. Like, that was...
Was it alphabetical? I mean,
that's...
No. Because then it's Jerry Ferrara.
Right.
And then it's Kevin Dillon.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's not... So that was clearly negotiated and must have... Like, that means something. That means something that for the movie, that literally the guy who plays the star played second fiddle to the guy who plays the manager,
and
who's part of the entourage.
And he is the most loathsome character, I agree.
It turns out, I think he is.
In this movie, he is for sure, and that he has, like, the pregnant ex-girlfriend, but then he's, like, fucking random hot women within 24 hours of each other.
There's something wrong with that?
Then they give you this scene where, like, 2 women confront him about, like, pregnancies and STDs, but then, no, they were lying to teach him a lesson, which is so that whole queasy thing of, like, well, that's what chicks will do, man. If they're not really ruining your life, they'll lie to you about ruining your life.
And they articulate that exactly. They go, women in this town, man, like, all the women in this town are either shrews or nags, or they're just, like, ornamentation on the yacht in Ibiza.
Yeah, but he isn't. I mean, his character, I didn't like his character in the show. Like, he wouldn't have been a friend of mine. But, whereas, like, maybe Turtle would have. Like, you could hang out and talk sports with Turtle, he could drive you around.
But if he's not going to be driving you around, then you want to be his friend.
I don't want to be his friend, right? Totally. So she's not taking me to the valley.
You owe me for gas, by the way.
But you guys are hurt on E by the fact that you didn't have his background, because he's the one who was always committed and always fell in love and never did that. So the joke for people who saw the show was, oh, it's E who slept with 2 women in 24 hours like that. He never did that, ever.
I hadn't watched the show, though. Like, I came into this cold.
I thought you had seen the show.
No, I had never seen the show.
I've seen it here and there.
I felt like
a lot, yeah.
I felt like when they're talking, you know, in the scene where E gets blindsided by the 2 women, like, that serves to show that Johnny and E and Turtle are all just idiot assholes. Like,
yes.
Right? And they're like, oh man, women in this town. It's like, whatever, you pricks. And I thought that was funny. Like, I thought that it kind of was ribbing
but I don't know that the movie is as enlightened as you are about that subject. Well, I didn't get that feeling from it anyway. Can we talk for a second about L.A. geography?
Yeah, there's a problem. There's a scene where E walks from MacArthur Park to the
La Brea Tar Pits.
That's like 5 miles.
What about when they leave leave the maternity ward of the hospital and they're suddenly at Sunset Plaza?
They're walking.
Like,
it's a
what
long
hospital
way to walk.
is that?
I was thinking, what hospital is that? But they also have Matt Singer, I've now brought about 2 straight weeks, pointed this out. The show ended in 2011, and Emmanuelle Chikri, is that how we say her name?
Chikri.
You just simply don't get prettier. You don't.
She's beautiful.
It's and like seemingly heartfelt and genuine. Like whatever. I mean, I'm obviously struck by her beauty, but I think she's talented too. But she was pregnant and they broke up. She was pregnant and they broke up. They at the end of the season, which ended in 2011. It's now 2015. That's 4 years ago. They say it's 8 months later, but there are all kinds of 2015 references.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
in there. So
because this must be the beginning of the movie is 9 days after Vinny's marriage, which has ended.
Right. And the movie's only I think it picks up 8 months after the show. She was just pregnant.
This is like the least of this movie's problems. The space-time continuum here. Here's one question I have, though. I'm wondering, do you think Doug Ellen, who created the show, wrote and directed this movie, do you think he means this as satire? I can't
God,
tell.
no.
I can't tell. I can't tell whether it was like a celebration of this lifestyle or it's like, look at these douches.
Read the AV Club article where he gave some interview about how I made this movie for real people, not for bitter people on their Twitter accounts. There is not an ounce of we're making fun of anything here. This is bro code all the way.
I can't tell, really. And that's a problem if we can't tell, right?
What saved some of the show, which really is, they kind of referenced it with the Piers Morgan stuff at the beginning. They used that as the backstory to catch people
To
who
fill
hadn't
in,
seen the show. I mean, their working class roots that they'd come out and hung together and made it, on the show, you were more easily reminded of it, which made sort of their massive largesse here seem a little more palatable. Like these were friends who really had no idea they were going to make it. He was an struggling actor. They all came out. They had jobs. And then he made it big, and he brought them along with him. And he was smart enough to be his manager. And in the movie, they just seemed like indulgent Hollywood types with no sense that they had this great privilege, and it was just moving from yacht to party in the Hollywood
there's
Hills.
no underdog likability with these people at all anymore. They're just like entrenched in everything that's
They're
wrong with this
overdogs.
town.
But I did like, I'm with Matt on the, first of all, I liked the first 40 minutes. I liked the first 2 episodes.
I like the titles.
The titles were
titles
great.
were good.
That's one of the
That's
best
part of the whole movie.
Right, that's one of the best title sequences we've seen
Yeah,
in
it
a
was
long
great.
time.
About Last Night last year had a good one too, where they did a similar thing as far as the LA
So
stuff.
basically, stay for the titles and then leave. Go ahead.
But I think it was massively hampered by people who didn't. I can't imagine anybody really liking it who didn't see the show, who had no long-term affinity for the character. Like you're going to come in, I think, as high as anybody. Like you're maxing out on how much you could like this movie,
Having never seen the
having
show.
never seen the show.
Well,
Mark Wahlberg makes a cameo and he plugs Wahlburgers.
And Ted 3, which may or may not even exist. Oh, I was doing looping for Ted 3.
That was funny.
In the span of a minute, he pimps out 2 different other side projects.
But the Ted 3 thing, that's a joke. That's mockish. That was mockish. So what I liked about it, I don't mind Billy Bob Thornton sleptwalked through this a little bit.
It's a total Texas stereotype, yes.
Well, because Doug Ellen is apparently going to remake or do the Bad Santa 2 movie.
Oh, is that right? Well,
Yeah,
that's
God help us.
So, but I liked, that's good. I'm happy to see
No,
that.
I like Bad Santa 2, but not from this guy.
I like the behind-the-scenes movie stuff. I think that, and that was where there was some conflict there. Like if you don't know what it's like to have the artists come into conflict with the money guys and the pressure that can come out of nowhere. I mean, it's a little nonsense that these guys put up $100 million for the movie and then won't pay 7 more to get the movie released. That was a little silly.
Well, and if the movie looks so shitty, as you pointed out.
It looks so terrible. Like, I think that's part of the satire, too. Like, we've entrusted this guy to make a movie and it looks like total crap.
I don't think it's satire. I think Doug Ellen thinks that the movie within the movie looks great.
It looks like an Axe body spray ad.
I think it's
so does this movie.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing.
It's Hyde, but he's now an EDM DJ.
Right.
And it's,
So your numbers are higher. You liked it. What's your number, Ben Makelis?
It's a little, my number is a bit of an indefensible 5.8.
Okay, Matt?
Yeah, mine's even less defensible. 6. I'm a bad person.
I gave it
We knew that.
You are.
I gave it a 4, and I'm suddenly feeling generous because this movie is annoying, but it's at least. If this is your idea of vicarious thrills, there they are.
And some of the Jeremy Piven lines are funny.
Piven is fun.
Yeah,
Piven is fun.
He can't help it. Ari is a great character, and he's great at
All
playing
right,
that
so
character.
I give it a 3. Our average is a 4.7. Is that what is it?
32% on the tomato meter right now.
And it's high for it. It was like at 11.
I don't think it's that high.
It's it was lower.
Yeah.
It's going up versus
Yes.
going down.
Yeah, it'll
Very
keep
strange.
going up.
Okay. You think? Bye. Let us know what you think. Bye.